Good morning, Centre for Effective Living Community. I am Valerie Ling, and I've been having a couple of conversations here on our FB page on resilience. I wasn't actually planning to do an FB Live this morning. If you know me, if you're my family and you're watching this, you're probably wondering, what on earth? You're supposed to be out of the house and heading somewhere right this very minute. I know, I just couldn't help it. So here's what I want to talk to you about, because it actually pointed to my own resilience, and I thought I would just let you in on it. So I live in a place or in a suburb where fitness seems to be a bit of a thing. And there's this boot camp and that boot camp. And even when I go and get my groceries, there's this, what looks to me like this pumped up gym, and there are goals and people's times are being displayed. And I look at them and I think, goodness me, how could I even keep up? I wouldn't even dare step into that place. And of course, I made some silly excuse. Oh, I would never go to a place like that because it's smelly and it stinks and full of sweaty people. But actually, really deep down inside, I'm actually doing some mental comparisons. I'm looking at the people in the gym and I'm thinking, I don't look like that. I'm looking at the people at the gym doing all those squats and I think my knees creak and I can't even touch my toes. And so then I say to myself, I'm just not fit. I don't think I could do this. Well, it reminded me that mental resilience is a lot like that as well. We can actually look at other people's lives and situations and actually say to ourselves, I'm just not as strong-minded as them, or I just don't have it all together like them. And that can actually be quite self-defeating. It can be quite deflating. But I wanted to highlight a reason for why comparing ourselves with others actually just undermines our own sense of well-being and probably minimizes our own resiliency. And that is due to something called cognitive attribution bias. There's several of them. What this actually means is that when we look at something and we evaluate something as human beings, we tend to make some attribution biases. And one of the ones that I wanted to talk about today, this morning, very quickly before I dash out of here, is the one called magnification and minimization. And that is a bias that we have to magnify the qualities and attributes of other people and minimize our own. In particular, we tend to be very positive about other people and we tend to minimize anything about ourselves. We are positive about other people and we can actually attribute behaviors that we assume are inherently a part of the person's character or good qualities. So for example, I might be looking at that gym situation thinking, man, those people are super motivated. Just look how switched on and successful they are. But I don't know what's going through their mind. They might be thinking, man, why am I doing this? This really hurts. I think I'll come today and just not come tomorrow. Or it could look like this. I was forced to do this. Someone bought me these vouchers for 10 sessions and I just don't want to waste it. Or they might be thinking that they're just putting one foot in front of the other and just taking it one step at a time. We actually don't know what's going on in a person's life. We don't know what's going on in a person's mind. And so those attributions that we make are inherently biased towards seeing other people in a more positive light than we actually really have information for. But you know what? We got stacks of information about ourselves. So we can actually catch ourselves in that moment when we're actually magnifying someone else and minimizing ourselves and actually mine for some evidence that actually shows us we're doing okay. We're doing the best that we can. And we're actually, if we actually made a list of those things that we actually said to ourselves, a job well done, or we're trying, or we're moving, or we're still heading towards a direction that is positive and healthy, then we're going to actually be more encouraging of ourselves and also have a more resilient mindset. Right. I actually think I have to go now. See you later.